Hello everybody and welcome to the final Set 5 First Impressions from me. This video will be covering all the cards that I haven't covered so far, including the new No Planet cards. As always, the Discord and the YouTube channel will be linked down below. Please join if you haven't already. But by now, you should know the drill, so let's get straight into it. Starting off, we have the Galactiforger. This card is following off the newly created Galactic archetype, which started off as just a bunch of attachments and activators that you could use on your creatures to give them buffs. But in set 4, we got a card known as the Galactiwielder that kind of allowed these cards to become more interesting. So this is following that as a more engine-like card. Starting off with art, I love the colors. Red, green, and teal kind of all just seem to blend together very well. And that hammer that he's wielding is really cool, and I like the sparks coming out of the anvil and all the different designs and patterns that are used. Hopefully that hammer will actually become a Galactic card. Stats for a 3-star, nothing too special. 200 can wall a bit, and this goes right into its ability. Once per turn, you can add one Galaxy Galacti attachment or activated card into your hand. And this is pretty good because it just allows you to quickly get those things so that you can bring out the Galactiwielder combo very fast. Of course, this thing is still weak enough that it might only survive one turn, which in my opinion is a little unfortunate, but overall, good for the Galactic archetype. Next, to tie the Squoz archetype together, we have Space-Time Squoz Eater. Starting off with art, this is genuinely one of the creepiest cards that we have seen from the Chaos Galaxy. The wormy-like thing going on, the head is creepy with 6 eyes and this very grotesque face, and all the squiggly things that are of course the remains of the Squoz coming out just add this contrast and effect that makes this thing absolutely terrifying. Funnily enough, this is actually based off of a creature that can survive in the vacuum of space, which makes sense for this since it's no planet. It's probably just floating around eating everything. Stats you might think are bad because 8 stars for 110/10 is horrible, but this plays right into its ability. When this creature is cosplayed, attach up to 3 of either player's killed Squoz creatures to it. This creature gains 100 power and health for each, and gains any abilities they have when killed. This is fantastic. First of all, you can use both players' Squozes, and since Squozes are probably going to become an integral part of many decks, this can make this pretty annoying. And then, of course, 3 Squozes will allow you to get up to 410 power and 310 health, which for an 8-star ain't half bad. It can swing for 4. Pretty nice. Not to mention that you also get all the abilities of the Squozes. So for instance, if you use the 3 Squozes that we have right now, you can kill the card that attacked, you can draw a card, and you can gain a bunch of stars from its own creature, which is all pretty cool. And once we get more Squozes, I bet this thing will become a lot scarier, just like Zach said. The one drawback might be that it has to be killed by an attack, but it also says when killed, so it might not have to be killed by an attack. But overall, this is a great card. Next, we have a vanilla No Planet card, Warrior from a Strange Galaxy. Starting off with art, it's really cool. Apparently it comes from a 2D galaxy, and Zach pulls off the effect really well. Everything looks so 3D yet so 2D at the same time, and also it kind of looks like one of those 1970s, 1980s classic spacesuit things, so I really love it. Stats for a 4-star, actually pretty good. It can swing for 3, and then the health is way better than most that get to this 3 swing. So it's a pretty nice card, but the unfortunate part is that it's a vanilla, which means that it can't really do anything outside of that. Probably won't see play, but I love the art. But oh boy, one of the best cards that I've ever seen in this entire game has to be this new card, Archean of Omnius. Starting off with art, fantastic. Zach definitely poured his heart and soul into this card. What's really cool is that it's a serpent that is spiraling around this orb that is actually containing Omnius's core. And I just think that's such a cool concept. Not only is the detail of this orb thing immaculate, but the dragon itself is imposing and amazing. It's insane. It looks absolutely stunning, and it just blows me away. I'm speechless. Stats: 500, 500, 10 stars. It's the max stats. It doesn't matter whether or not it's 10 stars, because with max stats, this thing is amazing. And the ability tops it off beautifully. This creature cannot be free played. To cosplay this creature, you must kill one-handed zoned Omnius creature. When you do, you can kill all zone cards. After this zone creature is killed, free play one galaxy or killed no planet creature. This is insane. First of all, you are technically getting 2 Omniuses for one price, because you pay 10 stars to bring out this, and then even though you kill an Omnius, once you kill this, that Omnius can be brought right back, giving you another 500, 500 stat. Of course, you can also use this on a few of the other pretty good no planet cards, but Omnius is probably the best one. Second of all, you kill all zone cards, which basically means that this is not only a double Omnius, but it's also a G-Crash, which makes this thing insane. And it is one of the most powerful cards in the game. So overall, this will definitely see play. I wouldn't be surprised if it dominates the meta at some point, but also that might mean gulp. Some banning might have to go. But overall, fantastic. I haven't reviewed the rest of the limited editions. So starting off, we have Jaroda, the Galactic Scrapper. Art is absolutely fantastic. I love how he's named after his creator, Jaroda. And overall, this Scrapper-like outfit is great, and he looks so cool, and I like cool characters. So it's amazing. Stats, on the other hand, 4 stars for 200, 140. Pretty basic. Can't survive a lot, and 200 power is kind of middle of the road. The ability doesn't help at all. Only once, reveal cards from the top of your galaxy equal to the number of your killed attachment cards. Attach one revealed attachment card if possible, and shuffle the other cards back into your galaxy. This is only good in attachment-based decks. If you're not playing a lot of attachments, this card basically becomes useless, which is unfortunate, but yeah. Plus, you can only attach one revealed attachment, and you can only reveal enough cards dependent on the amount of attachments in your discard. It's just a very niche and locked up ability, so unfortunately it suffers. Next up, we have Dark Space Devourer. Starting off with art, wow, this is insane. I love this. It's got this nice like digital anime-esque art, and it looks absolutely beautiful, and the glow adds some extra standout effect, and all the colors, it's amazing. And I love how the tongue is coming out of a mouth that's on its chin. It's just a great card overall. The stats for a 7-star, 350, 250 ain't half bad, and it only gets better with its ability. Once per turn, you can kill the top 4 cards of your galaxy. This creature gains 100 power and health until the end of your opponent's turn. First of all, this is a good mill card, just like Dark Space Diabolus, where you can kill a bunch of cards off the top of your deck, which is useful in some situations. And second of all, doing this will gain you 450, 350, and that's a pretty mighty stat line. And for a 7-star, that's really good. The final limited edition is an attachment, Zabre. Starting off with art, I really love the vintage feel everything looks. There's like leaves, and the gem feels like something straight out of 1960s fantasy. And overall, I don't know what it is, it just gives me nostalgic vibes. The ability, however, is not good. The attached creature gains 10 power and health for each zone on your planet. Now, of course, with a lot of zone card emphasis, this isn't as bad, but it's still pretty bad. 10 power and health is not a lot, and it should have been more like 20 or 30, because the average, I'd say, The average zones I'd say is 6 to 8, which means that you're only gaining around 60 to 80 power. And if this was like 20 power, it could be such a powerful card and it would be so much more useful. But I understand that it had to be kind of dumbed down just to not make it too powerful. Next up, going into just normal resources, we have Jar of Scleeches. This is following off of set 4's Crimson Scleech and Indigo, which all focused on attachment removal. The art is quite nice. I love how the jar has all these different Scleeches. Maybe we could see one or two become their own card, and it just looks like a jar, and that's pretty nice. The ability, kill all cards attached to one zone creature. And you know, this is actually kind of nice because it just wipes away anything on attachment heavy decks. But of course, with enough attachment removal, this is kind of a redundant card. And unfortunately, I don't think it'll see too much play nowadays. Next up, we have Shockwave 8. Now, previously we've had a card called Shockwave 5, and that is banned. So hopefully this card isn't banned, but it is still very powerful. Art, it's an 8 that is being destroyed by electromagnetic forces. What else can I say? I like blue, and the texturing is pretty nice, but overall, yeah, nice Shockwave. The ability, kill all zoned 8-star creatures. And this is actually a pretty nice ability, because specifically for Palicium. Yes, I know, it's another Palicium removal card. But hey, if Palicium doesn't get used, then this card won't get used probably, as there isn't too many other 8-star creatures that this could be really used on, and Palicium is the most 8-star heavy deck. So overall, pretty neat card, but probably won't see play in today's meta. Next up, we have a reprint, Safety Cable, so I'll go over this real quick. Put one-handed Teklar creature or combiner card on the top of your galaxy. Shuffle one zone card into its owner's galaxy. This is, pretty nice. For Teklar, this ain't half bad, and it can also annoy your opponent, which is pretty nice. Also, the art, it's Belazafaz, and it's kind of goofy, so yeah. Next, we have Galdora's Box, and this is a pretty cool card. First of all, the art, I love it. All three of the hands coming out, I'm pretty sure are the hands of existing creatures. The pink octopus things are from Shimono the Judge in another resource card. I'm not too sure where the other ones come from. I'm pretty sure the yellow one is part of Pelfam. They all might be part of Pelfam, but that's kind of just my guesses. But even the box looks nice. I love the different little details, and especially those space-like portals dotted around, and they give some nice effect, and it looks really cool here. I hope it looks good in real life too. The ability is also nice. When this card is played, attach up to 3 of your opponent's killed cards to it. And this is quite a nice card because it allows you to get rid of some of the worries from things like Sindel or anything that likes to recycle cards a lot. Of course, resource removal might get rid of this easily, but it's a good annoyance, and it's good for maybe sideboarding dependent on decks. Next, for attachments, we have Chayo-yo. The art is a yo-yo. What else can I say? It's a really cool looking yo-yo too. I love the spiral, I love the angle that it's in, and the saw blades make it more menacing, which is pretty nice, as well as the little eyeball. The ability is after the attached creature attacks, it is returned to its owner's hand, and this card is killed. This is actually pretty versatile, because this allows you to bring out something that you might not want to bring out right now, but just to get rid of a card, and then you can just bounce it back so that you can use it for later. So it's not a bad card. It might not really see that much play because it is kind of niche, and it can break up your hand, but I think it's a good enough card that it could be used in certain situations. Next, we have Planet Power. The art, I love how Firebolt Inferi, it looks like he's like gaining power from the Shios core, and it's all crackling into him. And this kind of makes sense with its ability too. When you use your planet's card ability, all creatures from that planet gain 100 power until the end of your turn. This is actually ironically good for Shios, as she also has a very power heavy deck. But this is also good in general because you could do something like use Palicium's ability, and then you could attach it so that once you bring out maybe something like a Cranchon, you get 600 power, which is absolutely insane. So overall, this card is pretty cool, and it might see some play. Finally, we have Star Boost. Art is pretty nice. I love the different colors, and the green jet is just so clean, and everything just looks so nice. It almost kind of looks like transparent gummies, but that's just my opinion. The ability, when your stars reach exactly 0, you gain 5 stars. And this is quite a nice ability because it's good for when you've just played a lot of stuff and you just need a recharge. And not only is it a recharge, but it's actually a pretty good recharge because you gain 1 more star than what you usually gain per turn. If it was 4 stars or lower, this would have been a pretty dumb card, but with it being 5 stars, it might actually see some play at one point, which is pretty cool. And that, my friends, was all the set 5 cards reviewed by Snoopers. I just want to say this was a fantastic journey to go on. I hope to do it in future sets. This is one of the longest things that I've ever done in the history of ever, or that's what it feels like. I'm glad that those of you who stuck around stuck with me. It gave me a lot of support, so thank you guys. I would like to give a huge thank you to Diamond Deploy, as he helped get me all the card pictures and eventually uploaded everything to the database, and that was a huge help. So much thank you, Diamond Deploy. And much thank you to Zach, who created this fantastic guard game, and I wish more people could see it because it's such a cool thing, and the art just keeps getting better, as you can see with Archean of Omnius. As always, the links are down below to all the socials, and remember that happiness is a warm puppy. Also, big announcement coming soon. Stay tuned.